What's going on? What's going on? Just Jay, good to see you. Good to see you. I see your comment over there. See, you're writing. What's going on? How are you? Good to see you. How's everyone doing? All right, we got a good one tonight. We got a good one tonight. Good to see you all. All right. So it's been a few days. I did take a few days off. Yesterday I was live on Auntie B's show for about 4.5 hours, I think. Yeah, about 3.5 hours because I joined after it started. So, but I was exhausted after that. I just had to push the show to today and then, basically push them forward a little bit so we can make sure we bring it solid. All right. So, pardon me. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time. Let me put this right in front of me so we can. Ujulorowa, you know what I'm saying? So welcome. Today we're talking about tired of marriage questions. I understand. Like, how do you say you are tired? People are saying I'm tired of marriage question, and then Ola now creates a topic around it. I know. But anytime I see an opportunity for a lifetime lesson, I think it's I feel an obligation to pull it forward, even if it was inspired about something that you're not necessarily something that you're not necessarily you're not interested in as far as on the surface, but are you interested in it? You're not interested in it.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, you are interested in it, because that's the only reason why you clicked into this video to watch this video. So let's completely stop the cap. But I get it when people say they're tired of all the marriage question. What marriage question particularly? When people say, when are you getting married? Right? When are you getting married? So yes, happy Thanksgiving, Brother Patrick. Good to see you. I know you're on holidays, you're enjoying good time with family and stuff like that. So happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. It's worth it. If you're breathing, it's worth pausing for a second and just saying thank you. And then also being thankful about the loved ones in your life, being thankful about, regardless of what the situation may be presently, just being able to pause and be thankful may actually be what you need to do to take direction, to go in the direction that you've always wanted. Sometimes all you really need is gratitude. Not sometimes, actually a lot of times. All right. So shout out to you, Brother Patrick. I got a few videos I want to get through today. I'm going to place a few extras. Let's just loosen up a little bit, because I plan to continue to have fun with this as we continue to bring out some real life lessons out of this stuff. Okay. So that's my plan, because I realize that this is a very, very boring topic. Okay. But we're going to try to make the most out of it. All right. So let me play this first video, and then we're going to get into it.
When you get married, it's like you turn into a 9-year-old again, man. My friends will call me up. Hey, Willie. Hey, want to get some beer? Okay, hold on, all right? Hey, hey, babe, I was wondering if it's all right, if I go get some beer. Can I go get some beer? I could go? Okay, hold on. What's up, bro? Of course I can go. What do you think, I'm a pussy like you?
All right, so that's the reality of a lot of married men, If you're going through that, please, it doesn't have to be that way. There are ways that's healthy. You're going to build resentment, and it's going to get worse, So you shouldn't be in a position where you're scared of asking your wife to step out with a few friends. There's underlying things going on if you ever find yourself in that situation. Let me play. Shout out to Eunice. Hey Eunice, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving to our American brothers and sisters. Done with the turkey yet? I'm done. I'm constipated right now, actually, so I'm done. All right, so let's get into this one right here. This is Kevin Samuels, the late Kevin Samuels. He had a lot of videos out there that went viral that a lot of people didn't like him for, but he was actually well balanced if you took the time to go watch him. But I understand the most viral ones are the most toxic one, but that tells you where we are as a society. Not more so about him. A lot of his stuff I don't agree with, but he was well balanced as far as I'm concerned. And this is one of the stuff that many people didn't get to see. Let me play for you.
Have anybody to vent to, no open ears. You know, that's why I want a woman, somebody to confide.
No. Oh, Joe, see, okay, I'm about to take my belt off. I'm about to whoop your ass now.
Please tear me apart, man.
Every woman is not your mother. Your mother is the only woman you can talk to and vent to because she had you, she bore you. These other women don't owe you the love a mother owes you. Their love is conditional, and it should be. Women have hypergamy. Understand something. That fairy tale that's why you're imbalanced, because you didn't have a dad and a mother. You want to talk to your friends. You need a mentor and a coach because daddy ain't there. But you don't talk to your woman. You want to lose a good woman? Go and talk to her about your problems. Go talk to her about shit that's going on. She'll be your best friend by Saturday.
Ladies, I'm sorry. I know you don't like to hear this. You fantasize about a man who is vulnerable and he wants to share all his problems with you. Gotta be careful with that. There's nothing wrong with the man being vulnerable, but let's be clear. What do you mean by vulnerability? Do you want a man that sounds like this? Watch. Listen to this beginning.
I don't have anybody to vent to, no open ears.
Keep in mind what he said. He's looking for someone to vent to. Beyond the fact that he said someone to vent to, pay attention to his energy. Okay? Eunice says, that's not a healthy relationship when you have to walk on eggshell around your spouse. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But yeah, pay attention to this guy's energy. It's not more so about what we say, the semantics of it. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Women will even catch empathy and pity for men sometimes and say, why can't men just express themselves? I'm telling you, that's not reality, okay? Listen to this again.
You know, that's why I want a woman, somebody to confide.
No. See, okay, I'm about to take my belt off.
Yeah.
Your ass now.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would respond to him. Maybe a little bit more empathy. I would want to find out what's going on with him. But there's nothing healthy with a man carrying that energy. He wants to vent. It's needy behavior to turn a typical woman off. A woman who is on the sidelines just watching and having talking points, right? Who is thinking, may say there's nothing wrong with that. But a woman who is in that relationship with you on the receiving end of that, that's not that energy right there when you're supposed to be the one providing, especially emotional stability. If you do that a few times, he's absolutely correct. You're going to lose your woman. But that's not fair. She's supposed to be duty and responsibility. You have a problem with, again, it's fantasy. You're living in La La Land. Okay? Can your woman actually support you? Yes, absolutely. I have a beautiful wife of 15 years who supports me. And even if I'm in a weak moment, once every now and then, and she could tell without me leading with this type of energy, like, what's wrong, babe? Right? As opposed to, oh no, I come back every day. It's always something negative. At some point, it's going to break. It's bad. And when it's showing you your energy this way, no, you don't want this type of vulnerable man. That's not what you're looking for. You got to be careful what you ask for, because if you got to be careful.
Tear me apart, man.
Every woman is not your mother.
Your wife is not your mother. Every woman is not your mother.
Your mother is the only woman you can talk to and vent to because she had you, she bore you. These other women don't owe you the love a mother owes you. Their love is conditional, and it should be.
Even some mothers, if they notice you're an adult and you're talking like that, like my mom would straight up tell me, like, Ola, I don't want you to come up that way. What's going on? And believe me, I've been in that space before. I know what I'm talking about. She was able to, like, I don't want you. She doesn't want me to come off as weak. Even a mother with wisdom would know that. Okay? So please help me hit that like button, share button, all of that. Hey, D-Love, good to see you, D-Love. Hey, good. Anybody wants to join D-Love in the membership, please feel free to join as to support the platform, please. D-Love is one of my biggest supporter here. I appreciate you, D-Love. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Eunice says, emotionally draining. Such men are very clingy. Yes, very clingy.
Women have high.
Needy behavior in general is not attractive. So we're talking about attraction now. And if you are perpetuating behavior, okay, that will eventually tamper with the attraction, everything is going to break apart. Everything will be destroyed, including sense of duty and responsibility. People like to say duty and responsibility like that just fall out of the skies. People have to feel safe and secure before they can assume the position of duty and responsibility. That's actually more of us on the end, towards the end of symptom. A symptom of a person who feels safe and secure is that they're willing to go into a situation with you from a place of duty and responsibility. But the moment you tamper with attraction or how they feel as a human being around you, that's going to get more difficult. Unrealistic expectations. Stop it. Manage your expectations of humans. These are human beings at the end of the day. Okay?
Hypergamy. Understand something. That
women are hypergamy does not always mean money. That's just one of so many other things. Okay? Bottom line is that she needs to feel like she can respect you, she can look up to you, she can count on you for structure, safety, security, order. That's all part of hypergamy. A lot of these lame people are stuck on just money. Of course, if money is a problem, financial security is part of it too, of course. Like, why is that such a surprise? Why does that have to be equal to, she's just a gold digger? That's two different conversations entirely,
fairy tale is that's why you're imbalanced, because you
that fairy tale right? That's it. That's fairy tale. Okay, a woman is just supposed to be there. She's supposed to be able to support you, and that's fairy tale. Okay, she's an incubator. She's going to multiply what you bring and reciprocate. If you bring nothing, you're going to suffer, and then you end up on the streets of YouTube whining and bitching about women all day long.
Have a dad and a mother. You want to talk to your friends. You need a mentor and a coach.
Ladies, this is the danger of encouraging single motherhood. If you're a single mother, right, out of circumstances, it's understandable. No one is judging you, I promise you. However, you're also going to lead the generation coming from, and there are certain moves that people can make that can actually increase the chances of ending up in that situation. Please don't encourage it. And if you're out of circumstances, find yourself in that situation, you need strong male figure in the life of your children. Okay, if you don't want them to come on YouTube and asking for strangers for advices and talking about they want a woman so they can vent to. If you don't want to raise sons like that, especially, find good male figure. There are many of them out there. It could be a coach, it could be a basketball coach, it could like somebody, right? An uncle, a strong uncle, male figure. It's very important because of the society that we find ourselves, okay? Because of this social construct, it's not exactly nice to manhood, right? And it's not designed that way because we are leading the society, so you can't really expect niceness from the society that we're leading. We're supposed to hold ourselves responsible for the status of the society. It's just what it is. So if you don't want your son to end up on the streets asking strangers for women that they can vent to, in a world that's not designed that way, be guarded, be guided. Okay.
Daddy ain't there, but you don't talk to your woman. You want to lose a good woman? Go and talk to her about your problems. Go talk to her about shit that's going on.
Yeah, he's talking about, let's have him in context, right? He's talking about if you keep doing it, there's nothing wrong with one-off situation and you needed to vent, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? I got you, bro, Patrick. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. And But you got to be careful. If it's a repetitive behavior, a woman is not designed that way. In fact, I saw a quote earlier from Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo earlier, and he said, women, what did he say exactly? Let me see if I can find it. Kingsley Okonkwo. Oh, it's very important that I quote that properly. Kingsley, Pastor. I found it. There you go. All right, I want to make sure I quote him properly, because I like Pastor Kingsley. Okay, let me share this with you. All right. Present, share screen. Very, very important that I share this with you. Where is it? Oh, okay. Let's see. Give me a second. We'll get that on the screen for you in a second. Yeah, Pastor Kingsley is solid. I like him. Let's see. I have my brother here. He's here on that Thanksgiving tip. Let me see. Share. There you go. That's the quote right there. How are you, Brother Patrick?
Yeah, hola. Nice to speak with you.
Good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I know this time of the day is a little struggle. I understand.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, a woman need a leader. Every woman, they need a leader. In the home. Yeah. Can I share one experience with you real quick?
Let me read this, then I'm going to let you go. Okay. So Pastor Kingsley, the simps will come here now and listen and not say anything, but they will basically say he's a simp because they are the actual simps, because they are always looking for someone to sympathize with them, and they're always thinking on very simpleton, like gullible level, which is what Kevin Samuels was just telling them. You can't be living in fairy tale as a man. You can't do that. You're going to hurt yourself, even as a good man. So Kingsley said women are not created to take care of themselves. Some people say, what does she bring to the table? It says, really, women should be taken care of because they take care of everyone else. Pay attention. You're shooting yourself on the legs when you're asking a woman to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, she's going to take care of everyone else, but you are hurting yourself by asking a woman to basically be taking care of you, if that's what you're leading with. He said, as daughters, their dads should; as ladies, their husbands should; as older grandmas, their children should. There's a reason men were created stronger than men. I'm not talking about women who are lazy, okay? Because the simps now are going to come here and remind us of all the lazy and modern women out there. We're not talking about that. That's you attracting them. We're talking about more than enough good women who are still out here, right? And lazy and only trying to live off of men. That's not what he was talking about. Pay attention. A good woman will work and improve herself, ordinary, and not just be billing men. But she would still love to be cared for. Not only will she love to be cared for, she will be much more productive in the life of everyone she's involved with if she's taken care of. And if a man is in her life and doesn't understand that, he will be shooting himself on the legs because he doesn't understand what he's missing out on. Because she was created for it. This is why the sugar daddy plus baby girl model will not disappear. Sorry, because this is one of the things they resent. It represents a real need, though being immorally met. Well, that's what happens. Dysfunction everywhere when the men don't step up, right? Provision for a woman is not limited to financial and material. They focus on just that, okay? In this time and age where the leverage is, where you're mostly needed is emotionally. If you can take care of a woman emotionally, you will be a unicorn. Almost. There's no such thing, right? But almost. I pray for all the men reading this. May God give you the grace to provide for your wife, daughters, and mothers in Jesus' name. Why must you do that? Because it benefits you. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, Brother Patrick.
Hey, thank you. You know, when we first moved to the state with my wife, we had a baby before. and she was pregnant.
Hmm.
And she gave birth, moved in January, she gave birth in March.
Hmm.
So we have 2 babies. So my brother that would still say, well, Patrick, but your wife is pregnant, you shouldn't look for a job. In fact, we came in with a green card. So he said, don't look for a job because you have to go with your wife to the hospital. So I really appreciate that advice. So
that's good. You said that is your brother, right?
Yeah,
my
immediate
that's a blessing.
So I was taking my wife to hospital, accompanying. When he asked, his office is not far from the house. He would come and pick us. And we would take the bus, So as soon as she gave birth, I just ran, I got a job. And, for more than 1 year, my wife wasn't working. Well, yeah, almost she wasn't working. So we stayed with him. Let me say 7 months that we stayed with him. My brother said, well, he has to move. Brother, I was doing a part-time job. I would go for that job, he said, and the place, America, there was no car. How would I get this job? What is this? My brother wants to move from Michigan to Texas. I'm not going to follow him. I have a family. I said, God, help me. He just said to me, oh my God. So I went to search for an apartment. They what kind of job do you do? I was working at Old Navy. I will never forget, Ola. That was about 18 years ago.
No one forgets that.
For the 4 cents.
Minimum wage. Even that's better. Minimum wage at that time was $5.15 in New Jersey, at least.
$8 for the first. My brother was even making fun of me. I didn't even understand. He said I'm doing high school kids job.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I said, well, I just want to take care of my family. He was being well paid.
Yep.
Yeah, what with it.
But you were just coming in. So
I was just coming in. I said, I just want to take care of my family. I said, okay. It was when I entered, I announced so that all the kids that were working there, some of them were still even in high school.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Old Navy, of course. In the mall. Was it in the mall?
Yes, in the mall.
Of course.
They like me, This guy is very hardworking.
But that's what it means to be a man, sir. So whatever it takes.
I went to the apartment. They said, well, we can't give you a house. You are doing that part-time. And then, because it was holiday, so they were giving me, I was having a lot of overtime, holiday, Christmas and all those things. So I tell them that I was doing more than that. I said, well, so the guy called my office. He said, yes, he works here, but he's doing part-time. I just went to my pastor. Thank God for my pastor. Said, this man, I trust him. He said, white guy. Every guy, the church will give them the money. He said, we trust him. God just, I was consistent.
Right. That's
that was
good.
Our first church.
Yes.
Brother, you know what happened? I was receiving $8.55.
You end up with $200 at the end of every week. $250
from the government. No food stamp, nothing. I have to buy, the thing that killed me there was diaper, food and all those things. So the lady just come and said, Patrick, you got the apartment. I said, what? He said, your pastor stood for you. I said, eh?
Wow.
I told my wife, I said, we got the apartment. Wow. And apartment, you have to pay deposit and all those
things. See, a month and a half at least.
Bro, I had the money for deposits. And the day I was supposed to come in was the middle of the month. I can pay that one, but the following month, my money will not be enough. Look at my dilemma.
So faith has to play a big role in all of this.
Brother. So I just called, I was happy. They said, Patrick, come and sign your papers so that you have an appointment. I can come in on the 15th. I said, oh my God. So I went there, I signed.
But your mind is already 6 weeks in the future, and you're wondering.
I signed my paper. I said, please, can you give me my invoice? Let me know how much I'm paying next month. Yes, he said, okay. I arranged check for the deposit and everything. He just he said, give me my invoice. Said, how much? He said, calculate. Said, give me the paper. I said, is this for the alpha? He said, no, you are paying. This is what you are paying next month. I'm guess, brother.
What?
$200. I said, what do you mean? He said, no.
What happened?
He said that you came in when they were doing promo. Oh,
Wow.
he
What
said,
a
when you come
testimony.
in, first month is off.
Wow.
I said, oh. I said, when I got home, brother, my wife was just dancing. Say, what is this?
That's a testimony. That's a big testimony.
You know the funniest thing that happened? My neighbor is a white guy too. He's a pilot, but he bring in car, he buy accidental car and go and buy the body and fix everything. So when I'm coming from Old Navy with my backpack, we just say, neighbor, he will be waiting for me. He doesn't know my name. He will say, neighbor, can you help me? I've always wanted to carry this thing. He's a single man. I will help him to. I will stay with him. Like my brother wouldn't even know that I'm around. I will help him to carry everything. He said, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, thank you, buddy. My brother was, I said, yes, I'm helping neighbor. I just told him, I said, neighbor, I have to move. He said, eh? He said, do you have a truck? I said, no. He said, I just bought a truck, just gave him the key. Use it to move. My brother said, eh? Do you know this man? You don't even have a license. Okay, I'm going to help you to drive. Brother.
Wow.
Before we left, I never owe a dime.
Wow.
The testimony I want to give you, you know, if you are a leader, you will make leaders.
Yes.
Can you believe my house that we bought? It was my wife that
They don't. Let me tell you something, Brother Patrick. This young man, anytime you bring in leadership in this conversation, they're like, what does leadership have to do with this? You can't lead a woman that don't want to be led. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Well,
Okay,
like what I'm trying to say, the house that I bought, I'm living now. It was my wife that did everything.
Because again, it circles back. It circles back, sir. You know, it circles back.
Look at me, say this man, you know, he was watching me. I would just go and
yes,
go to the back.
Not.
Hey.
That's why I said, if you have this mindset that no, let me see if I can even play that video from yesterday. It was one of the videos from yesterday. If you have this terrible mindset that no, a woman must take care of herself, or if you bring that mindset into this equation, you will just hurt yourself. That's all that's going to happen. Because again, these things are. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Okay, it's this video. Let me see. You see what this is the mindset of the modern man. Okay. Let me see if I can. Where is this video? 50. Let me say 52. I have to find this video. It's very important that I find this video because
that apartment, something was a testimony. See, how did you get it?
Yeah.
You just came into this country.
I'm telling you, women are incubator. It's not just biologically. When I say that, people are thinking biologically, right? In every sense, in every dimension, spiritually, mentally, right? They're incubator, and of course, biologically too, right? And if you miss that, you will suffer. And you may not see it right now. You may be feeling macho. You may be making multiple six figures right now. Again, you're stuck on finances only, right? Yeah, I think I found it. If you're stuck on the idea of just finances, there are so many ways that they multiply what you bring back.
If I got my shit together, you need to have your shit together too.
You see that first sentence? If I have my shit together, you have to have your shit together too. That is a mindset. You know, on the surface, it sounds like something that's making sense. But when you translate it to mindset, good to see you, Isabel. It's just a terrible place for a man to be. No, but I'll bring mine too. But no, don't do that to yourself. Focus on what you bring to her. Put your focus on what you bring to her. Because when it turns back around and start multiply back to you, it's going to feel like the story that Brother Patrick just shared with us. It might be 10 years later. It might be 13 years later. It might be just 5 years later. It might be just a matter of tomorrow. She feels so good about the fact that she has you as a full-blown real man in her life.
Brother, you know, maybe
yes,
this will help our audience. So let me share this with you. You know, we had a daughter that came from England.
Yeah.
To stay with my family. And after high school, she was a brilliant kid. Said, uncle, I'm going to stay with you. I'm not going. No. I said, no. We are British citizen. Why don't you go to high school here? It's hard, or so and so. He said, no, uncle, I want to stay. So and so. And we started praying. What is this girl? What is this girl talking about? So she don't want us. Just say, uncle, I just got a letter. I got admitted. I said, got it. Me and my wife look at me and say, hey, this girl, brother, 3 days to our graduation, we got a letter. He got a scholarship of $100,000.
Wow.
This will not be this one. $100,000. If you see where she was living, after then they will give her money for her masters.
Wow.
See that me and my wife will decree. Say our children will never pay a dime school fee.
Yeah.
For somebody to come to my house and enjoy this, I said none of my children will pay a dime.
Amen. Amen.
Right
I'm doing
now.
amen to that because my kids are around the corner from college.
Right now, brother.
Yeah.
It's happening right now to my kuru. None of my children have paid a dime.
Let me play a couple of videos. I want you to watch some of these videos because this is the topic. Okay, here's the topic of. Let me show the topic. Shout out to you, Latu. Latu says, "Hey, Uncle Patrick." So the topic of the day is tired of marriage questions. You know, when people start to pressurize the young men and women once they hit that mark, 29 years old, right?
Yeah.
Everybody just start to panic, right? So that's the topic of the day. I'm going to play. Let me play this. Some of the topics will link together, but let me just play this video and then let's get to it. Let's see.
Handling my husband to get his reaction.
Let me rewind that.
Manhandling my husband to get his reaction.
No, you just touched my ass. I'm sorry. Just give me a hug. Come here. Let's go. Fuck you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Just give me a hug. No, come on. Just give me a hug. No, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
All right. So it's a lot of videos that went viral like this, basically testing what does it feel. You know how you walk around the kitchen, you spank your wife on the bum, right? Because you're flirting with her, right? So that's part of the joke, and then trying to lift. You know how you lift your woman up, you know, and you're just flirting with her, and then try that with the woman. It's not trying that, like flipping it on the genders is not the same thing. It doesn't have the same effect. It's weird, but it's a joke nonetheless. But let's get into the real topics of the day. All right, so here's the joke on this one, right? If you look at the top, it says my mother asking, when are you getting married, right? And that's our response, right? All right, I don't know if that music is copywriting, so I don't want to be flagged, but you get the gist. It's people in this stage. I know how tiresome it is. The pressure, they get it in church, they get it at home, the extended family, the aunties. Here's another one. She says, after your divorce. So they are so angry with this. Okay, not angry, maybe upset. They find it, there's another word somebody used, annoying. When somebody says, when are you getting married, right? Here's another one.
To every single last one of you, let me tell you something right now. I'm so tired of you people asking me, when are you going to get married? Some of you are more obsessed with being married than actually being obsessed about what marriage is actually supposed to mean. What, to appease some of you that...
So that's a deflection. They tend to deflect too. The question is, when are you going to get married? Not about marriage, it's getting married. But again, I get it. It's annoying. there's no better way to express that you're annoyed by telling me, why are you worried about marriage? Why are you not telling me about marriage? How does marriage work, right? Deflection at best.
Continually ask this question. Let me just tell you this. I will get married when the man I block off every platform, he emails me. I will marry the man that when I tell him I'm stressed, he immediately books me a flight. The man that's prepared to check anybody because he will not have me violated or disrespected. When he's...
That's dangerous if you're requesting that your man should be checking everybody that you get into altercations with as a mindset. This expectation, right? If I get into a fight, he should protect me. Okay, let's keep going.
Sends me flowers.
Isn't it getting obvious already right now?
Just because it's Wednesday, I will marry the man that refuses to give up on me, even when I feel like giving up on myself. The man that for him, all it takes is one look at me for him to feel inspired to want to make a better...
All right, the only question that she was asked is, when are you getting married? Let's go to the next one.
Very annoying, and I kind of find it illogical when people say to me, so when are you getting married? How am I meant to know? Like, why are you asking me? And sorry, what?
That's a good answer, but it was a sarcastic answer, right? Condescending answer. How am I supposed to know, right? That's not nice. I understand they're not nice to you when they ask you that question, or maybe they're not empathetic enough with you when they ask that question, especially if they keep asking you every time they see you at the Thanksgiving dinner, at the Christmas dinner. Every year they have to ask you, when are you getting married again? It gets more annoying with time. I get it.
What's the question in that? Because do you think I'm going to tell you? Asking somebody when they're getting married is never coming from a bad place. But the girl doesn't...
Oh, she gets that. She realizes it doesn't come from a bad place. Let's keep
Asking
going.
somebody when they're getting married is never coming from a bad place. But the girl doesn't know. This is one for the aunties. When you go to an Indian wedding and you're with a girl, you have to understand that despite how strong whatever they are, at some point in their life they have felt pressured. I'm
It
very
is
strong
pressure.
on this, but there have been points in my life where I have felt pressured that I'm not married by a certain age. When am I going to have children? And why am I not rushing? Why am I not thinking about it? I am thinking about it, but there's...
And by the way, for all the aunties and uncles watching this, the more you do that, the higher the chances they will make a terrible mistake when picking a spouse. The more pressure a person feels, the higher the chances they will do this completely wrongly. So that's a message quickly for all the aunties and all the uncles. Somebody say hello there from you. Okay. They're messaging me from they're messaging me from the announcement I made yesterday. I will try to remember to make that announcement again at the end about the phone number that you can WhatsApp, okay, if you're looking to hook up with a life partner. But we'll talk about that at the end. Somebody remind me at the end.
The reason why I'm not, and that's my choice. And it's not up to you to question it. It's not up to you to ask me why I'm not, because...
Well, that's not a choice. If it was a choice, it wouldn't be so annoying. It would be as simple as I'm not getting married. Okay? It would be as simple as that if it was a choice. Now, I understand society pressure can make you be completely... but then you're confused. Just admit you're confused. But it's okay. Let's keep going.
I'm not. And that's my choice. And it's not up to you to question it. It's not up to you to ask me why I'm not, because not in my situation, but some girls are really going through it. And I met somebody the other day and she was in her 30s and she said, I'm marrying this guy. I've been with him for 12 years. And I said, oh, I thought you have just recently met him. And she said, we had a lot of stuff to work through. She was like, I wanted to work things out.
All right. So now she's advising people, even though she's finding pressure when they ask her, when you get married, but she's advising people based off of this one example. I want you to pay attention to the example she's giving. Gracious greatness, what's going on, my brother? Mr. Ola, please check out a podcast called Your Aunties Could Never. They were discussing this very topic on Monday. I'll check it out. Thanks for that.
But I didn't want to start.
Listen to this story.
Not in my situation, but some girls are really going through it. And I met somebody the other day and she was in her 30s and she said, I'm marrying this guy. I've been with him for 12 years. And I said, oh, I thought you have just recently met him. And she said, we had a lot of...
Now, if you remember on Auntie Obodo's platform yesterday, we talked about somebody was an actor that they were together for 8 years on and off for 10 years before they got married. And some people said that will never be me. And here we are. Somebody with the second side of their mouth advising people with a similar story. Wait and listen to why she said they waited 12 years. Wait.
Stuff to work through. She was like, I wanted to work things out, but I didn't want to start my marriage off in a bad foot. So I had to take those years to change myself, and he had to take those years to change himself. And if you go up to someone and ask them why they're not married, and they're going through something, it's only going to make them question it more, and it's only going to make them feel worse. And marriage isn't the only goal, and marriage isn't the only dream, and it's not the only definition of being happy.
Okay, so she has a point with don't pressurize people, but the example she gave that somebody's walking through stuff for 12 years, please don't do that to yourself. Okay, there's nothing nobody's walking through for 12 years that they won't have to walk through in marriage for the rest of their lives. It's basically a waste of time, and you expose yourself. If you're a Christian, you know that you're going to expose yourself to all kind of sins too by practicing such a, but let's keep going. But Patrick, I got you. I just want to get you this video so that we can talk about it.
Get married. Check your right hand. When will you get married? Check your right hand if you're a girl. Check your left hand if you're a boy. This is called the relationship line. This is called the marriage line. If you have multiple lines, make a fist and look at the deepest one. If the marriage line is lower towards the relationship line, you'll get married at age 20 to 24. If the marriage line is in the middle, you'll get married around age 25 to 29. If the marriage line is higher towards the bottom of pinky, you'll get married around age 30 or above.
How is that for a formula, Brother Patrick?
I don't know where she got that one.
How's that for a formula? That's another one with the with formula. Let me keep going. Let's
all
see.
All this Gen Z.
Gen Z, son. Be a chatty B. But anyway, let's go. All right, I will need to slow that one down. Hold on one second.
Get married. Check your right hand if you're a girl.
Wait. I will need to slow that one down. Let me see. Which one is this one? Okay, we're done with this one. Just clearing up the studio a little bit.
I've had a couple.
So the question says, women. Let me just slow it down. Women are getting. Okay, so when are you getting married? Look at the answer she gives. Says, I don't know when I'm ready, if I ever am. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Are you planning on having kids? Let's see the answer. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Aren't you worried about aging? Nope. Everything will work out. That sounds like Nigeria. But anyway, I have another one. I have a few more. Let's see. This is all right. This is a good one.
I am waiting on God as an answer, as a response. When someone asks us, what are we doing? What are we up to? What do we have planned? Just to get comfortable with saying, I'm waiting on God. And that's okay. The person has no issue with following God. It's the voices. It's the people that we have to see, the people that we have to update, the people that are coming and asking for updates. When you don't have an update, when it gets uncomfortable, when you're like, yo, I'm not really sure right now, that's okay. Most people, they probably have clarity. They might have saw a dream. They might have saw a vision. They might know exactly what God has told them to do. But it's all the outside pressures from the voices around them that's making them move and do things that they're not called to do. It could be a voice of social media. It could be the voice of family and friends. It could be the voice of colleagues and coworkers. It could be the voice of your own teachers. You see all your friends graduating. You see all your friends working at these jobs. You see all your friends getting these apartments. You see all your friends doing all these things. And you're like, well, what am I doing? It's the voices. What did God say? What did God tell me to do? What is God not telling me to do? And that's the voice I need to consider. We can't listen to society's norms. Just because this is what society says you're supposed to do. This is what the American dream is, or this is what everyone else is doing. No, what did God call you to do? That's what you do. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I don't care if it doesn't look good on paper. I don't care if it looks like it won't make you money. That's not your leader. God is your leader. Wherever God takes you, wherever God calls you, that's where you go.
All right, so I think that's a good answer, especially if you're within a religious setting of some sort. Hopefully you're that much connected to God that it means something tangible. A lot of people, when they use those language, they usually mean they're not doing anything about their situation, and let's just be careful with that. But I agree 100% that you, first of all, you should be in direct connection with God and be okay. That answer is perfect. Like, God, I'm waiting on God. You know, I'm waiting on God. But if you're not doing the work, you will get tired of saying that all the time. You will get frustrated and you will overreact. So whatever that means to you, make sure it means work. Make sure it means you have good mentors in your life, people that can guide you, people that can also connect it to your God so you can align, right? Shout out to Shinya. Shinya, good to see you. She said, just made it home and joined. You're not celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm okay with anybody not joining today because most people are probably constipated from all that turkey. But good to see you, Shinya. It's always good to see you. Let's see. Let me play this video. Watch this, bro, Patrick.
When you get older, make sure when you get married, you treat your wife good, okay?
Married? I ain't getting married. I'm gonna have a girlfriend. And if I don't like that one, I'm gonna get another one. And if I don't like that one, I'm gonna get another one. And I'm gonna keep doing the same thing for the rest of my life.
Why? Why you don't want to be married?
Cause I'm with all the ladies in the world.
Oh, okay.
To me.
Okay.
Just myself.
Okay.
Oh, Bruku. All right, it's good to laugh a little bit. Let's play this one.
Single? Well, when are you gonna start dating? You're dating? Well, when are they gonna pop the question? You're engaged? Well, when are you gonna get married? You're married? Well, when are you gonna start having kids? You had a kid? Well, when are you gonna have another one?
Go sọgbọ́n tó lè dá, yóò sí wa tó lè wù. Tó lè fi táyé lọ́rùn o. Please don't engage in activities of trying to satisfy human beings. You will fail at all times. Stay focused on your own God. That's the whole point of that video. Because at every stage, those people, they will have something to say. So it's not really about you, really, at the end of the day. Let's just keep that at the back of your mind. Don't overreact. Some aunties will never get it. Okay? The last time you told them to stop asking you this question, they already forgot. As far as they're concerned, you're just their niece, their little nephew. Like, what? Shut up there. When are you getting married? No beso. Auntie, I'm serious. You are serious. I'm very 40. What's this one?
To kick him out and wait for him forever, for the rest of your life.
Now, this mama is disconnected. She's disconnected from reality. I think the daughter is saying something else, and she's thinking is a dude that's wasting her time. But listen carefully, right?
You don't want to marry, to kick him out and wait for him forever, for the rest of your life.
Kick him out.
That's why you are stupid.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, shit, Nonna.
Ah, no, shit, no.
You're old enough to have a kid.
I'm 25, Nonna. Let me go.
I got 20.
I'm still a baby.
She said, I have kids at 20. She said, I'm 25. Let me go. Wait.
25, Nonna. Let me go.
I got 20.
I'm still a baby.
I'm 20 when I got my first kids. See, what am I going to do?
She said she just realized that it's hard wasting her own time. Well, this is the generation we're at right now. And yes, like I had baby at 20. Remember the other lady was like, you know, we're walking through all our issues so we don't start the marriage on the bad foundation. Like, how long are you going to take to work on all the issues? 12 years. Jesus Christ, these people. Anyway, let me see here.
Outside pressures from...
Let me clear the studio. So we can bring in some more. I got some more. The point I'm making here is this. This is a real issue. Okay? It's a real issue. And I want us to speak to it. So this one is crying because she married too early. This is another excuse that a lot of ladies that they give. Like, what's the point of marrying early if I'm going to marry early and end up crying? Okay. Now, the assumption there is that it's only people that marry early that cry in marriage. And I go collect woto. You know nothing. You can wait for 30 years. You will start at ground zero like everybody else. Your growth, your most meaningful growth is going to happen inside of marriage, not outside of it. I'm sorry. And that's the part that a lot of people don't really understand. Let me play this one. Mind your business.
First off, bitch, mind your business.
Mind your business. All right. So the great Miles Monroe. You know who Miles Monroe is, right? Patrick.
Yeah. That's my mentor.
Great. So he has something to say about this. He died before I discovered him.
Wow.
Sadly, yeah. But everything I've seen thus far in those few years, I think about 5 years ago now, I don't know how long ago, has been on point, like solid. Let's play this one.
Only one of his kind. So he made him another kind like him. And made him to be only one of his kind. So he made him another kind like him. And made that kind a receiver. Therefore, singleness is a state to be pursued, not avoided. Because when you are perfectly single, then God provides the opportunity for you to give yourself away.
To serve.
Very important. To be single should be the goal of every married person even. Because you need to be separate, unique, and whole to offer value to your husband or your wife. See, when you are whole, you're not a burden to your spouse. Oh, I'm going to talk about this for 2 minutes. You should get married because you got so much excess. You need someone to give it to. You shouldn't get married because you're starving for something. You become a burden. You're looking for attention, looking for approval, looking for someone to make you feel important. That's why you get married. You are a burden to me. See, if you ain't nobody, and you marry someone who ain't nobody, nobody got married.
All right, so I'm gonna keep this particular video in the studio. The Miles Monroe, because we might need to reference it back. You see, that video carries so much. It makes so much sense in all kind of directions, right? Singleness is actually something you pursue. People think of singleness as a form of a curse, and it is not. See, whatever state you find yourself, it's a blessing. Mindset. This is mindset. I only talk about mindset here. I'm not talking about the pragmatic nonsense, statistics, factual bullshit that everyone else is talking about. Mindset. The state of your mind. There's certain rhetorics you tell yourself, and there's certain effects it creates in your outcome, in reality, in life. When you think of singleness as a curse, you become a burden to other people. It's no wonder why you might remain single. You stay in the market, right? Because of the way you think of singleness. Not because of being single. It's because of the way you think of being single. Those are two different things, right? But even inside of marriage, there's a pursuit of singleness so that you can be wholesome, so you can always serve. As opposed to, no, I just depend on this person. By nature, we're going to be interdependent, of course. But remember, I'm talking about the mindset where you're always taking care of yourself so that you can have enough available to give to other people, right? So I might have to reference back to that video. D'Souza says, if you get married early, the risk to marry the wrong person is higher. I need some stats to back that up, D'Souza. I need you to help me. Now, this is my moment of asking you for statistics, facts, data, backup, scholarly backed up research, something, to help me with that. I hear you. You know what time it is, right?
You're right.
but I need you to back it up for me. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, let me see one or two things.
Yeah. No. Let me just so that I don't have to interrupt you. Let me play a couple more videos. Yeah. This one is.
Never.
This one said never. Patrick. That's her answer. If you ever ask her when you get married, watch this one.
Married? Well, yeah, you gotta get a ring on someone's finger eventually. Well, I'm still pretty young, so... Oh, you're old enough. Plus, you gotta start thinking about having children. I don't know how many times I've told you this, but I'm not having children. I thought you were joking. Why would I joke about that? I'm not having children. I'm gonna faint. Oh my god. Okay, well, have fun doing that.
Have fun doing that. That's terrible. Come on, millennials. Millennials, Abi Gen Z. Gen Z. They are ready to destroy their parents at all costs.
No more question because I'm a little mad and I'm tired.
This one is done. This one says done. Oh, let me see. I think I got one more. It's a little mad, really. I got a couple, maybe three.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, please leave me alone. Leave me alone, please leave me alone. Leave me alone, please leave me.
No mercy, no mercy. Eh? Gen Z, they say you should reproduce yourselves. When I just want pie extinction. Let's see. All right, this one. Let me play this one and then one last after.
We will update you. He's got a little bit of a
all right. Let me rewind. You know what the question is, right? When they ask you when are you getting married, what's his answer?
We will update you. He's got a little bit of a very complicated situation, and we are trying to see various specialists and get different opinions. So anything that I say will be just based on suspicion and not factual. So let's wait a little bit, and I think.
All right, one last one. This one, let's play it.
Oh, when are you gonna get married? The same time as my partner. What's it to you? Will you pay for my wedding? On February 45th, 2025. Please don't tell anyone, but I am secretly married. I'm flattered, but I just don't see you that way. And if you can't do that, try saying, it's not a choice I'm contemplating right now. I'm not sure. How about minding your own business? I'm not sure why that would concern you.
Yeah, don't tell people too much. That's too much grammar. Exactly. Here you get it. Too much grammar. First of all, Shalaye is a bastard. Don't do Shalaye, I beg. It's not necessary. But I want to know Patrick's take on this. This thing is a lot of pressure for a lot of young people. But there are sometimes, depending on who I'm talking to, that pressure is actually necessary because their behavior is obvious to me that they want to get married, but there's something about them that's not making that happen. And then also, I want to acknowledge 100% that aunties, uncles, all those people need to learn how to on emotional intelligence. Like, you're pressurizing this person is going to make a wrong decision if they keep hearing this over and over again. You shouldn't add on to that. So I want to know your take on this issue, Patrick. What do you think with this whole thing called pressure for young people?
Hola. Yeah. It's not about asking questions. You have to engage them. Yeah. Talk with them. Sister B topic was our topic on the table yesterday in my house. I have two Gen Z daughters.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of them, a graduate that works in an hospital, and was telling me that she's been dating with my wife, and exactly what Sister B said about her daughter. They go out, you know, she meet men, they talk, they go and drink and come back. Like, how many, you know? And one of them was telling me, I don't like Nigerians, you understand?
Jesus. Hello there.
He said, even those that were born here are even worse. I said, oh my God. So we are engaging them.
Yes.
And one
that's
of
the
them
best thing.
was telling me what the Gen Zs are doing about Kere was, oh my God.
BC.
Brother, these kids they've gone far. She actually opened up everything for me. Say, oh my God.
But the good news, but Patrick, she's comfortable sharing that with you.
I said, we sat down with my wife. I said, God, I said, no, I don't want to be like that. You know, all our friends are white. They were just carrying, doing all those things, all those nurses and, you know, working in hospital. Like, oh my God.
Oh, by the way, the people that don't understand Kerewa, it means sex. I'll say that one time. Anytime you hear Kerewa, it just means Tungbala, Shungbala. You know. Anyway, continue, sir.
So they were just doing that. Like, oh, I said she doesn't want to do that. She can't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, that, you know, she was telling me how she went out with a pharmacist, Nigeria, and the guy was just boasting about all his money. You know, I said she doesn't want that. You know, we talked.
You talk. It's the engagement. It's the engagement.
Engage them.
It's not necessarily the content of the engagement, but the engagements. Them feeling comfortable enough to want to engage you with this kind of conversations.
Yes, you brought picture. I saw the Nigerian guy. I saw everything. I said, okay. That's why, you know, that's one of the takeaways that I get from Anti-Beast, you know, platform. You know, at least I know what is going on with these kids.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I know I took something from what you just said now. You said your meaningful growth starts in your marriage.
Yes. There's only so much you can learn about yourself outside of marriage.
That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
You know, like I got married late. I got married at 38.
Right. So you can testify to what I'm saying, that there are some things that you didn't know about yourself, even though you were 38.
Which really helped me. I tell you, which really helped me. Maturity, you know.
Yeah. It's maturity.
Somebody that wanted to get married got deleted, you know. I was engaging with somebody, it didn't work out, which was good for me.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Even if that person now, the way that person respects me, he can't even call me my name. I tell you, you know, when my children are in university, he's just having his own baby, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Say what, you know? The person, why did you keep that late? You know, because I have my own, I know where I'm going.
Right.
And you know, then I didn't even have anything. You know,
so if you have a 32-year-old niece now, just with the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, the way you have conversation, the way you engage them, they're comfortable telling you like, well, Patrick, you know, I have a lot of people like that they're comfortable talking with me at that level, just because they know I'm not. First of all, I'm not the one that start the conversation. I don't come to the dinner and say, when are you getting married? Like, that's, you know, I can understand why that's extremely annoying, especially if you're doing it every year, and this person also, they would like to be married. So it's not like they don't want to be married, but you're making them feel worse, you know. So it's interesting that you said that. I really like that. It's about learning how to engage, or giving them that space, that environment where they feel comfortable, they feel safe enough to want to engage you, as opposed to everybody sitting down to have dinner. Yes, we know the sister is already married with her husband there, and then when are you getting married? It's
you have to engage. Bro, life. If you meet your better half, you will know.
Yeah.
You will know if you're a child of God. You will know that. Like, you know, let me give you an example of when I met my wife. She was a manager at the company. I was a teacher.
Right.
Like that guy gave an example, JR.
Right, JR that came on yesterday. Yes.
I was a teacher. One of the first car company on island of Kwebi, Ikeja. People would know that place.
I know that's a big name in Ikeja.
Yes, my wife started with that company with the man. They started with 5 cars, but the guy is a multi-millionaire now. So she was a manager then with the guy. But I knew there's something in this lady. She too knew that there was something in me.
Yeah.
And God just matched us up. Ola, when we got married, I didn't spend less than 2 years in Nigeria before we moved to America.
Let me ask you this question, Brother Patrick. Eunice has a question on the screen for you.
Okay.
She said, "Is 38 late? I thought that's a great age, Brother Patrick."
It's not late. Everybody, I would have gotten married early, but I had some issues in between.
Right.
Let me break this thing down. That was when I went, I told you, I was supposed to be in America in 81.
Right.
I got admission. My middle brother went before me.
Your brother has been here. Right.
That was during Shagari regime. They denied me flatly. I even went back. I had from my 20, they paid for my school, they denied me. Yes. That was during Shagari. They said, no. The guy vividly said, these guys will go, you will not come back.
They just didn't trust you, so they didn't give you the visa.
So they didn't give me visa. God was orchestrating everything.
There's a reason. So it's very important. This is very important. Okay, this is very important because, I said it on TV show yesterday. Anything we say is double-edged sword. They cut both ways. It depends on how you're looking at it. It depends on what angle you're looking at things from. It's very important that you gave us the story you just gave, the short one you just gave us, that you actually went and tried to travel in 81. This is how many years ahead of time? Like 15 years ahead of when you actually came here.
Yeah, I came here 2005.
So that's like that's 24 years ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So 24 years ahead, you were aware that you wanted to travel.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't sit down there and say, "Oh no, I'm just going to wait for God's time." You actually made the attempt. Yeah. Right? Because Tomodeba to Loko, Oman Lokoni. Like at that time, as far as the human mind was concerned, you knew it was time for you to travel, but God said, for whatever circumstances, whatever it is, they didn't trust you, you didn't come. You came at the right time and according to how God ordained it, right? Everything worked out fine, right? So let's flip that back to this conversation about is 38 late, right?
No, it's not late.
All right. So
yes.
now in the grand scheme of things, based on the story we know today, how am I going to face Brother Patrick and say, no, it was late? This is a story. Now, my question to Brother Patrick right now is that if you have a 17-year-old son, right? And you could tell that this boy is ahead of his age and he's asking you adult questions, right? And he said, "Dad, what do you think? What do you think is the right time for me to start looking at marriage?" What would you say to him?
What I'll just say, when you get everything together, I have a 17-year-old son right now.
So you actually have one now. Okay. Yeah. right. So remember I said this guy is ahead of his time. He's about to go to college. You're like he's already playing football, basketball in college. He's going to be set by the time he's 22, 23. In terms of what would you say to him?
Brother Ola, this boy has his own company now.
Okay, so
from high school he started something so smart.
It's aligning for me. Good, yeah. Good.
He has I just have to say he has his own company.
Right.
He says Adidas shoe and everything, with his friend.
Yep.
They resell it, he buys and put money on it.
Right.
He has his own car, he got his own car at 15. But then, you know what I tease him? So I said, when you are going to college, your mommy will follow you. And his sister used to tease him that he's not street smart.
Well, he's selling Adidas shoes and stuff.
Yes.
At 17.
No, listen. This guy is, you know, academically smart. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me give you an example.
Yes,
He
sir.
had a girl at 16, a white girl.
Okay.
So he said, one day he told me, say, Daddy, I want to go to his house. I want to go and give her cookies. I said, don't go.
Cookies.
You
Keep it
can't
about
go.
cookie one here.
You can't go to, no. No, when the guy came, they stay in my basement. I call him and say, well, you can watch TV, but don't do anything stupid.
I just 14 man, yo.
No, I said, no touching. You know? Meanwhile, they broke up now. So, and I was
They broke up now.
Yeah, they broke
Yeah.
up. I said, well, he said when the guy told him that said the girl was crying, he said, well, I don't really care. And now I asked him, say, yeah, how do you feel? He said, Daddy, I don't care. I want to concentrate on my life now. Which is good.
That's good.
I allow him to make mistakes. We communicate.
Yes.
I know him very well.
Right.
Yeah. Even when he's an adult, when he gets to 20, 21, they will still be talking. He's so confident to come to me. I didn't ask him not to date. Let's go ahead and date. I said, but be careful.
Okay. So that's a nice setup, Brother Patrick. Would you advise him to wait until 38?
No.
Why not?
My own situation was different. My situation was different.
Okay, so for you as a father, what's ideal age for you, for your son to get married? For you as a father, never even mind him now.
Yes, I would say 25 upward.
Okay, so anytime from 25, it's okay if he's ready.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we're not forcing him that he must be 25. We're just saying anytime after 25, he's solid, he's a man, he can take care of himself and a couple of other people, right? It's okay if he meets.
My own this thing is, I want my kids at 21 to have their masters.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are many dangers to why I don't think we should tell young people to be waiting for so long. The longer you wait, the more you're going to be hurt. This street is not nice to anybody, man or woman. Okay. You will either have breakups, make up, or you have a divorce, and those things become pain you carry on into your life, right? Does that mean you're still not gonna have pain even if you marry early? No, that's not what it means. What I'm saying is that the damages when you're just hanging out single on the streets, typically, not everyone, of course, the chances of damages increases, because this is life. We're living life and things are happening. So we can't just pretend like, oh, you're the only one that things will not happen to. And we're talking about right now is dealing with certain heartbreaks already, little heartbreak at 16, 17. We're talking about 20 years from now. That's a 20-year gap that we're saying is you just be on the streets and just be testing. You'll be testing things. It doesn't matter how much of a Christian he is or what church he goes to. He will test even the choir member eventually if he's just hanging around single. Now, circumstances happen, like Brother Patrick just said with his story, where it was completely out of your control. It's just what it is. Things happen. Some people, it's just going to be like that. And God has ordained their path, and it is what it is, right? But if you were to be advising individuals and they are ready, at the age of 25, there's nothing. The only thing you're going to collect more of on the streets after 25 is dust, meaning nothing good. Nothing good, So you might say, oh, but they should be ready. We should make sure they are ready. It takes years sometimes to make sure you find yourself. As remember what we said earlier. Actually, you're not going to find yourself until you're inside of marriage, if you're a typical person, because there are certain insecurities that will rise to the surface only when another human being tests what you've always believed in, right? When they test it, you will find out that there's certain behavior that you didn't even know you had until you're put in that position. But thank you so much for being a good sport. But Patrick, I don't think there's nothing wrong with married at any age. We're saying if we keep saying that and we don't account for young kids that may just be ahead of their time and they're ready at 25, and we keep saying then also remember, time waits for no one. It's no respecter of no one, and time is real. It's a real thing. So while we'll leave room for God's work on our lives, allow God to do his thing, we should always be aware of time as well. You know.
You know a lot. You know, my wife used to make fun of me.
What's up, Daryl? Good to see you, bro.
Whenever I see something, she says, "You be Agbalagbi."
Agbalagbi. Are you that much older than her? Like, there's a big distance.
She's talking about my experience. I'm not.
Okay.
You this man, you be Agbalagbi.
You know one thing I believe too, but Patrick, if for some reason God has ordained your own situation you have to wait that long, there's a reason that you're probably gonna find. If you find wisdom in that, you will find it useful somewhere in your life, and it will all align. It will make sense. So this is not me forcing everybody that must be. I'm just saying, listen, if I see a 17-year-old little boy running his mouth on YouTube talking about waiting until 35, I'm going to tell him, shut your trap. There's no need for you to wait that long. You're going to hurt yourself even more so. And if you're a lady, it's worse. You know, it's worse.
The most important thing is, even when you are waiting, engage yourself in something great that will benefit you. You know, in the process of my wedding, I still went back to college.
Right. You were busy. You're working on yourself.
I never wasted any time because I have a goal.
Right.
And you know, if I didn't go to college in Nigeria, messing around, it would have affected me here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's helped me even in going back to school in America.
So what's your advice for young men, young women that feel like this, you know, the truth is that they can't control these aunties and uncles. They're not, you know, you might even get slapped for telling them to shut up. What's your advice? How should they respond if somebody comes to Thanksgiving dinner and they say, when are you getting married? And it's becoming annoying. What's your advice for them? How should they respond?
You know, they are in their own space. And like what we said, it's a different ball game with this new generation. And you know, it's only people that know what is going on right now. I just gave you what happened yesterday night. That when you're going to talk to this Gen Z, you're going to see that their own world is different.
It's completely different.
Yes.
Like we can't even. You see how surprised Auntie B was over and over yesterday.
Yeah, Auntie B says somebody said she should even bring her daughter. No, it's not peculiar to Auntie B. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
What about if the guy got married, the guy took him to the mother-in-law, and mother look at her and said, this girl is even though she's not older than you, and the girl may even be older than the guy. What would the girl do? I said, no, I'm not going to get married again. No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, but to your point that the generation is quite different. But a lot of the older generation they're not going to listen. They're not capable of listening. They don't know what that even means. To listen to a whole generation, to be patient, to hear them, to hear where they're coming from, right? They don't even know what that means. Like when you say that, I have a few uncles and aunties. When I say that stuff, they can't comprehend what I'm saying. When I say listen to them it's like, I'm listening, I hear what you say. She's wrong. That's what they're thinking, right?
How about your parents? Your parents will say, I want grandkids, please.
Exactly.
If I die, I want
there's layers to it. That's another one, right? There's layers upon layers of. I know people that will say they break down in tears and they cry every night, and they will say it in front of this chick, and like that's supposed to make her feel better.
No,
that doesn't make her feel better.
You can't force that to a man. You know,
yeah.
Marriage is not something somebody will rush into. Let them understand.
So back to my question, though, but Patrick, the question is that we can't control these older folks. There's only so much you can control them. How should they respond? What is a good way to respond if they are waiting on the Lord? They're trying to work on themselves because of circumstances. It's not there yet. You know, it's not happening yet. It's just what it is, right? What is the best way to respond to an auntie, an uncle, a parent who is pressurizing them, right?
Well, you just you don't have to be mad. Uncle, auntie, I'm trying my best. Do you have anybody you want to introduce to me? For example, just jokingly. Yeah.
Yes, jokingly. I like the jokingly part.
Yes.
Like, it's not personal. Again, remember what I just said, they can't comprehend where you're coming from. All this emotional intelligence stuff is far from, like, they can't. So you need to understand that I want you to take the responsibility in the emotional intelligence involved in that. Understand that they don't understand what they don't understand, but like the other lady said earlier, they are coming from a place of love. This is just how they know how to express it.
I do that too, bro. I do that. So what's up?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on, right?
You know, the way I say it's gonna be different from from my other folk. Like, what's going on, girl? Right, girl, when are we seeing the brother?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to say when are we eating jollof rice, but I'm a little extra sensitive with them now too, so I know the pressure they get, so I just avoid it, altogether. And I find that they're more comfortable to come to me to even talk more about it, because I stopped doing that probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, but before I used to when are we eating jollof? But then, I know people that are 31, 32, 42, 45, and the pressure on the brain is too much. So I would just say, like what you just said, like just understand that they're coming from a place of love. When you understand that helps ease things a little bit, and just say, hey, and then you need to, if you're becoming a man or a woman of a certain age, you need to be open to other not so natural ways of meeting people, right? AKA, for example, somebody introduced you to somebody say, I know somebody you may like. Say, hey, send a picture over, let me take a look. Though you're a woman, a man of a certain age now, there's no need to shy. We're not babies. You want to do life with a person, a solid person. You never know what angle they could come from, what channel. You just never know, right? I do believe that attraction is a real thing. You need to be attracted to them. From a physical standpoint, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all these other things that you probably will find out as you get to know them, right?
Yeah.
Send a picture over. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Let's talk on the phone first. You're a woman of a certain age. You're not toasting. Nobody's toasting. He will need to take the bait at some point and be a man. I get that. But as far as being able to have a conversation with a young man, you will need to be open to that. So not just open to just that, but be open-minded in general. Like, for example, be open-minded to an auntie who is not going to understand your language. You need to say they will make you like they did during their time. Those aunties have ready girls to introduce to you.
Let me burst your bubble. Even at that age, when I was engaged with my wife, the church, I was a pastor there.
Right.
They said, from Olowo.
Really? Why they say that? Was she a Molowo?
Yeah, listen. They want me to go and marry an homeless person.
Why? Because you're a pastor.
That's their space. That's their space.
No.
That's what they are thinking.
That was their mindset.
That's their mindset. Let me put it that way. So, because somebody to lay down, like you said.
Because you can't satisfy people.
Even when somebody said, Auntie, I'm engaged now. At this one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't please people, Ola.
You can't please people. But that's why I say so it's very important. Thank you for saying that, because it's very important that I had this to it, right? When you say that, it's very important to know why you're saying that. What is the purpose? What's the reason why you are being open-minded? You're being open-minded because the other flip side of it is not going to benefit you. Okay, being angry with auntie and uncle is not going to benefit you. If they introduce you to someone, like, thank God that Eunice just said they already have girls they want to introduce to you. You're not interested. Say, nah, I'm not interested. They might even try to shame you. What are you waiting for? You are picky. Listen. Physical attraction is physical attraction. You don't want to resent a person that was picked for you 3, 5, 4, 5 years down the line. You want to make sure you find them attractive. Finding them attractive is not always just physical. You might just be a mental person. You may be a spiritual person. You need to align with them. Bottom line is that you as a person need to find that person attractive. Whatever it is that you're finding attractive. So don't let anybody force you into a situation where they say you should just take anything. I'll be careful with that. That's all I'm saying, So you need to be open-minded. If you're a woman, naturally you don't want to toast people. I get that. I understand that. But you have to learn seduction skills, okay? Seduction skills doesn't mean you want to carry. That's not what it means. Okay, what it means is that you see something you like and you're willing to put yourself in the habits of that person just in case they're willing to take the bait. There's something you like about them. It's okay to say, I like your shirt, you smell nice, and leave it at that. If that person is supposed to be a leader, they will take the lead from that. If they're attracted to you, if they don't, it's not a big deal, because again, it was an authentic compliment that you gave, right? They actually smell nice. You give a compliment. Nothing is wrong with that. Again, if you are young and you're 16, 17, 18, I understand you say, I know they toast anybody. But if you are going above 25, 26, 27, like you're crossing 30, it's okay to give compliments and allow them to take the rest of the bait from there, right? If they're interested. If they're not interested, it's all like, don't be attached to the outcome, because it's not everybody you compliment that you need to marry anyway, right? You see a nice shoe, say nice shoes, right? What's your name? You initiate a conversation, and if they take it, they take it. If they don't take it, now if you are a woman of a certain age, when I say that, I mean you're way past 18, right? Which again, for circumstantial reasons, that can happen, right? At that point, you're gonna have to be intentional with what I'm talking about right now, right? So you have to be okay with initiating conversations, right? You're not toasting anyone. You're okay, but you also understand you're not going to marry. You're okay with making new friends, particularly making new friends. It doesn't have to be, oh, this person is going to be my husband, because that mindset too can get you in trouble. You come off as desperate, right? It's just, you see something you like, it's okay. You're not shy. Like, it's little girls, little high school girls that will see a nice shirt that can't say nice shirt because I don't want him to think I want him. That's a terrible mindset to have altogether. So you want to be careful with understanding, with maturity. There's certain ways you have to move and be okay with that. But that also includes this topic we're talking about, which is, if an auntie is basically running her mother, just leave auntie alone. Let them auntie, just say, auntie, leave me alone. If it's auntie that's close enough, you can also say, auntie, leave me alone. I'm never getting married. How about that?
Allah, Eunice is giving me hand, so I give her hand back. Help me put emoji smile there.
What did she say?
Yeah, I tell her, I said, now you have to wait for.
Oh, I have to wait for you. No, I'm also yo. I can't take away yo.
No, mama, you know.
Okay.
38.
38. The 38 Abi. Yeah, I have to wait for you till 45, 50.
Right.
There was a guy that went viral the other time who said, hey, don't be afraid to... Everything is said anyways to the effect that you can take somebody else's husband because that may just be your soulmate. It's all kind of weird on social media these days, But
that's what he said.
You said what?
That was what the guy said, that you can take somebody else's husband.
Yeah. Like, because you never know who your soulmate is. Oh Lord. Anyway, so this number right here, let me explain this number properly because Auntie B was very tired yesterday, so we had to get off, So if you're a man or a woman and you feel like you're ready and you feel like you understand that it's exposure, listen, Brother Patrick was saying earlier that he was busy. He was doing life. He continued life even as it seemed like he was waiting. I don't like the idea of waiting unless we're talking about waiting on God. Okay. You see what I just said, right? The idea of waiting unless we're waiting on God, you shouldn't just be waiting for a man or waiting for a woman. You should be working on yourself. You should be engaged with things that happen in life, because guess what? The more you engage with those kind of things, the higher the chances you're going to meet someone that will want to do life with you. Because guess what? You working on yourself is an attractive thing. Going to school is an attractive thing. It's only lame men, yes, I said it, lame men that will say you can't go and get master's degree because you want to be a wife. That's a lame dinosaur man mindset. I understand that there's certain mindset that come with a woman who is quote unquote over accomplished. I don't know what that means, but you know what I mean, right? A woman who is going out there, accomplishing, plucking every degree and stuff. They tend to also, let me share this with you ladies. They tend to also be disconnected from their feminine power. Keep in mind what I just said, power. Their feminine power, because it takes masculine power to be conquering like that, right? None of them is right or wrong. We're just saying in this social construct, a typical man, especially the kind of man you like, he doesn't want this situation. Let me play this video for you real quickly. he doesn't want to deal with this. Let me play this video.
Handling my husband to get his reaction.
All right, so you get the gist, right? A typical man wants to be the one, not smacking you like that, but of course, spanking your bum, doing all those things that this woman is trying to do, right? Her behavior right now is a skit, it's a joke, but it's real, right? Her behavior is masculine in nature. There's a misplacement of energy there, right? So if you are an overachiever, and I hate to use that because who am I to tell somebody not to go and be achieving what they want to achieve, right? But I have to also share the reality with you, right? It's not that a man wouldn't want that, but you also tend to show up with energy, like you want to make sure that things are in place. Masculine energy. You want to bring safety, security, order. If he seems like he's falling a little bit short, I can't tell you how many people I've counseled that basically the wife is complaining that he's not ambitious enough. And he's also seeing that calm down, Arabian. Let's take our time. Like suru ni ayi, right? You see this combative thing going on there. Typically, in this social construct, the man will be ambitious, and then the woman will be taking care of the home, or at least receiving, and not that he can't do anything, but it's just, again, I hate to come and be the one to tell you that you should go and accomplish stuff, but I also want to make you aware that these things, as terrible as it sounds, will create a dynamic of what you don't want, right? Will create a dynamic where a man doesn't feel like he's a man, and you feel like he should step up and be a man. Just imagine that attitude and that mindset, right? Because it's not ambitious enough and you're ambitious. Should you now tone down your ambitions? No, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is that while you're being ambitious, be aware that there is a tendency that you might be disconnecting from your feminine power. But when you're aware, it's 50% of the battle won just by being aware. Just that you understand that this is a real thing, right? You're able to come home after all those degrees you were plucking and say, babe, I'm tired. I just want my feet rubbed. I just want to love on you. I just want to cater to you. You find space and room to be a woman, to engage your feminine power. If you're aware, you will win this game. If you're completely aware, or you're completely saying this is rubbish, it shouldn't be that way. If you're stuck on it shouldn't, which is a fantasy, you too will suffer. Both of you will make him suffer too. He will suffer too, but a man, if he's aware of what I just said, is able to let you do your thing, right? He's able to back off and let you come to him too, because you will get tired. You are not a man at the end of the day, right? He's also able to have that level of patience, right? And this is what I think is one of the struggles that we find out there. What do you have to say to this, Bro Patrick?
Well, you've made a very good point. Very good point. You know, men don't want a man in the house.
Yeah.
Yes, men don't want a man in the house. You want that feminine energy, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna talk to Auntie B. You want the second part of the role of men in the house. And I'm not gonna say this to defend men.
Mm-hmm. We're not defending men at all. We're just saying what it is.
Men have their own. They have their own struggle.
Yes, absolutely.
And most women don't want to understand it.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's
Yep.
a reason that God says He's going to give a woman to a man as a helpmate.
Yep.
Yes. You know, some people come to this Obodoimbo, and some of them even are not even happy with the level they are. Brother, some of them are even thinking, well, if I've been in Africa or somewhere, I would have even made more than, I would have even grown more than what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And everything, seems to be. So women should understand.
Yeah. Just awareness, we're in that stage where we have to just make you aware that that's a real thing. You need to be aware, especially if you're a woman of certain age. If you are 20, 21, 22, maybe you can rest in your femininity naturally and get away with it. Because there's a good chance you don't have PhD at 22 years old.
Yeah, a lady was telling one of my friends, she's a consultant, tax consultant. They have a client that does that task for. The man is earning 70,000, but the woman is earning 700,000. And they fight jointly.
Yeah.
Without any stress.
Yeah.
You know that's what we call midlife crisis, bro.
Yeah.
That men go through. And you know when men get to that nothing box, if you have heard that before, that the man will just sit down. They need the woman to come and say, "Honey, everything shall be all right. Just take it easy."
Yeah.
But some women, maybe by the time they get their RN and get their breast, they begin to put their man as if no.
Right.
And maybe this man has been the one, being in the front. So men have their own struggle.
Yeah, men have struggled, especially in this generation, because back in the days, maybe 50 years ago, 40 years ago, the women depended naturally on the men for a lot of things: protection, provision, guidance, but this time and age, the tangible stuff, the women don't need it from men anymore, like finances, right? So, but they still need the emotional. So that puts a weight on men. Men needs to now step up their emotional intelligence game, and that's a struggle right now. I have to tell you, that's a struggle. Men are stuck on all the pragmatic things that needs to happen, and the women don't know how to explain what she needs from an emotional standpoint, because that's the whole point of emotions. She's not supposed to be able to explain it, but it's a real need.
Bro, about 10 years ago, I came for a wedding in New Jersey, your place.
Okay.
Yes, maybe you will know them. Maybe when you talk later, you know these people, I was my friend's daughter. I know they were talking about the story of a man there. He used to take a train to New York to work. And he would tell the children, hey, one day you meet me at home. You meet me back in Nigeria. One day, this man went to work. The next place he called from was from Nigeria. I'm a community leader here. Brother.
Okay.
I'm a community leader here. And one thing we find out we have a lot of refugees from Congo, from Liberia, from Sierra Leone.
Right.
Most of these parents are disappointed. Because when they were coming here, American government promised them even and that their children will go to college and all those things. You must get the grade to go to college.
Yes.
And most of these kids, maybe when they were in high school or when they started from middle school, when they came here, go to high school, and their father is doing menial job. The children will graduate from high school. They don't want to go to university. They will get school work. Before you know it, the boy will buy a car. The same job his father is doing, the same job the boy will be doing.
Right.
Before you know it, the boy will move out. Now a big boy. And the father they will expect, African father, they will expect the guy to be able to be helping them. He has so big to pay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the father like, what is going on? This boy is even better than me. These people promised me heaven and then what is going on? These people cannot go back to school. They are old. So they are frustrated.
Yeah.
All the promises, nothing was done. They can't force the boy to go to school. Some of them in high school that they can't even perform, they go to technical school. Those are ready to. Some of them they just minor high school. They don't feel that they begin to promote them. So the men are struggling.
Yeah.
I know when I come here, and I know some Nigerians, I say, Patrick, How do you get masters in MBA in
So
America?
do you think so what men were needed for like construction like 50 years ago? What men were needed for construction, laying big pipes, working in the coal mines and stuff
God
like
bless
that?
you.
We noticed that a lot of those jobs
Are gone.
are gone. So now when a man doesn't feel needed, such a terrible place for a man to be. When he doesn't feel needed, either in real life, in professional world, or especially in a romantic relationship, he just falls apart. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
You get it. Ola, you get it. By the time you get to America at 40, at that age, and all those jobs are gone.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even know how to operate computer. They can't do any IT something. They are
Right.
not good in science.
Right.
They can't do
Right.
nothing.
Right.
What is left?
Right. So now the only thing that's left is emotional. Gentlemen, if you're listening to me, pay attention to this. The only thing that's left where you can be needed, where you can be found useful, where you can literally apply your logic and your ability to be logical is learning emotional intelligence. Okay. You're not logical if you're discounting emotional intelligence right now in 2022. You're not a logical person, because that's actually the number one thing that's carrying the weight of every relationship, including professional relationships, including, right? You know what I mean when they ask you to be the manager and you now have to manage people's emotions, right? So now add another layer of romantic relationship on top of that, right? Meaning you can't come back and say act like there's a paycheck on Friday. There's no paycheck on Friday. So there's additional need for you to be able to listen without feeling needy or without acting needy or feeling like you need to be heard. If you need to be heard, talk to your friends. Like late brother Kevin Samuel said earlier. Let me play it right now. This is a good time to play this.
Have anybody to vent to. No open ears. You know, that's why I want a woman. Somebody to
Well,
confide in.
no. Oh, Joe, see, okay, I'm about to take my belt off. I'm about to whoop your ass now.
Please tear me apart, man.
Every woman is not your.
At least he said, "Please tear me apart, man." At least he knew.
See, okay, I'm about to take my belt off. I'm about to whoop your ass now.
Please tear me apart, man.
Every woman is not your mother. Your mother is the only woman you can talk to and vent to, because she had you, she bore you. These other women don't owe you the love a mother owes you. Their love is conditional, and it should be. Women have hypergamy. Understand something. That fairy tale that's why you're imbalanced, because you didn't have a dad in the.
So men don't even realize that they are buying into the equality nonsense. They don't even realize it. Like, women want equality, but you're buying into it by, quote unquote, your method of holding them accountable. You're literally buying into it. You're making yourself equal to your woman. Nothing good is going to come out of that. All right, good. Are you equal to your woman from a human rights standpoint? Yes. In that romantic relationship, she doesn't want to be equal. She wants a man. She doesn't want a woman. Context matters. Should you treat your woman like she's a human being? Yes. With respect, with dignity? Yeah, duh. That's your woman. Don't be stupid. Right? But with respect to, no, you should be accountable like an adult too. No, that's actually extra stupid layer at that point. That's fairy tale, and you're going to hurt yourself. In addition to hurting your family, she won't know what's going on. She will actually subscribe to, because I want to be heard with respect to equality. She will say things like that, but her behavior will basically call you out on the bullshit like you're not man enough. She will tell you you're not man enough when you get down to it. You know, I feel like as Yoruba men, no disrespect, it might be even easier because our society is still very much closer to this mindset than the Western world. This new generation, even including kids in Nigeria, all these westernized kids in Lekki, they're thinking that they have this luxury of they should be adults too. Dude, the women are going to bring so much to the table if you just be a man first. Just be a man first, you know. So we're kind of all over the place a little bit. We digressed a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's how these conversations go. You know, that's how this
Yeah,
conversation.
it's parallel. We make justice to it.
Yeah.
And what Kevin Sam said is the truth.
Yeah.
You have to be there as the man. You do everything possible.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That should be your effort. You should apply effort as a man too. As a man who is a human being, you will have weak moments.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have your weak moments. So that's why you need a good wife that will understand you, that this man is always there.
Yes.
Because the women will always say, go and meet your dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm not your mother. The women of nowadays are very quick to tell you they're not your mother. You
Go
know.
and meet your dad. Go and meet your dad.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And sometimes they don't know how to explain it in words, but they know that something is off. Something is not connecting. Something is. They know they don't feel safe and secure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So and it's now, you know, are you supposed to read minds? That's the question that a lot of men will ask me. Like, I don't know if you're still asking me that question. It sounds as if you're stuck in 1960. You're misplaced. Yes, you will need to read some mind at least. Okay, you don't really need to read mind because you might even hurt yourself in that process. See, I like to say hurt yourself. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to listen that maybe there's something you're not hearing. Just calm down. Maybe like, babe, tell me more. Okay. All right, I'm trying to understand you. So you said, okay, so you want me to do this, that? Okay. Also, could you feel like this, that? Interesting, right? As opposed to, no, let me talk. Let me talk too. Can I say something? Can I say something? You've been talking all this while. Let me talk too. Like, you're doing that, you're playing equal with your woman. She will dump you. I don't care how many churches you go to in a week. She will dump you. She will dump you for 5 years and then pull the trigger on divorce 5 years later. And then you'll be like, I didn't see it coming. She just came out of nowhere and pulled. No. You didn't see it coming is the more accurate sentence. You didn't see it coming. You just didn't see what you didn't see. You're not capable of maintaining a woman of 2022. And that's where we're finding ourselves. Okay? It's not an indictment. It's just a reality. Women of 2022, you have to be capable of maintaining a relationship with them. How do you do that? You be a man. You don't need validation. You don't need to vent to her. You have your own circle of friends you can vent to. You have an uncle you could talk to on a personal level, not Kevin Samuels on YouTube, because a lot of you go there to watch him roast women. That's what you're enjoying there, as opposed to picking lessons like this type of videos from Kevin Samuels never go viral because men don't want to be held accountable. As much as they claim women don't want to be held accountable, they don't like being held accountable. That's what I found. That's the reality. You know? So with that being said, I think women have a responsibility. You have responsibility. Are you going to wait for men like me, like Brother Patrick, like Kevin Samuels? You might have to wait a long time. You are going to have to work with what you got too. How are you going to do that? Your feminine power is a powerful thing. All these men are simps. They will submit to you if you engage your feminine power. They will submit. Listen to what I just said, ladies. If you engage your feminine power, these men will submit to you. It doesn't matter how far they've barked. You need to look a little bit deeper. You might have to. I hate asking you to do this because if you have to keep doing that, it's not sustainable. A man needs to be a man. But maybe some of them, maybe what they need is a coach. Like, hey, I like you, but okay, go talk to Ola first and then let's talk. That's literally what I tell some of my people. I said, listen, have him talk to me first and then we'll talk. And then they're like, then I'm able to put things in perspective for them and they're like, you know, you're right. I've been listening to that manosphere bullshit for way too long. I need to get my shit together. Sometimes they just need to talk to someone that understand them, but they can give them, you know, and that's where I feel like this generation will need you, Brother Patrick, people like Auntie B, myself, people that can listen, They can find balance, but still tell you how these things work, how it's going to work, regardless of how much you think you know. Because I know the Gen Zs think they know it all. All the information is on YouTube and Google for them, so they know it all. But it's okay, you know.
Well, let me say this last statement.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make you laugh. You know, when
Yes,
I
sir.
was in university, by God's grace, I was a pastor too. So I had some boys that used to come and sleep in my room.
Okay.
So about, you know, when after they wake up, you say this in English. Oh my God, Gisara.
Like they have wet dream.
So they say, Pastor,
so they don't know where it's come. They're so innocent. They don't know where that came from.
So say, when I say what? Say, Pastor, pray for me. Say, pray for you. If you go make mistake, meet anyone for campus.
Yeah, so my loan you straight, you know. Na belle straight. That's what they used to teach our girls too. Like if you touch a man, if a man touches you, you will get pregnant.
I say you don't balaga. See okay for your
yeah.
They sleep with shots, you know what I mean?
But Patrick, 37, 38, 39-year-old men right now need mentorship. They need not even the teenagers. Some of these teenagers are wiser. Some of the teenagers right now are wiser than some of our 35, 36, 37, 38-year-old men. I hear stuff they say sometimes. I'm like, wow, where do we start from? Because you know it's very hard to teach old dogs new tricks.
Yeah.
You know, and they are now comfortable being a single man. They can swipe left on Tinder. Maybe they match a few, because at the age of 30 and above, a man looks good. Even the ugliest of them. Because, you know, you have facial hair, you have, some of them hit the gym. They think the gym will help them, and then they find out that the gym is not helping too. Because once you open your mouth, you start to talk. A woman will say, Kilele yi so yi. That's what who was saying on TV show is their head, I think it was Omoye was saying, like, these people's head no correct. Because they open their mouth, they just talking in data. They don't know how to connect with a regular human being. Everything is data, statistics. I was going to do a recap of this topic. That was the topic I was listening to on Clubhouse earlier, just before I came on. This topic right here, as feminism ruined marriage. No, misandry did. You see a bunch of young kids that don't know anything about life having a lot of very, very strong opinion, data-backed, statistically backed opinions. Like when they are talking, you know that these are very smart kids. What is the problem? They don't know how to connect with human beings. Application is in the mud.
You are very right.
You mean I can read you? I can connect because, listen, I went to school for engineering, so I know the statistics and all this stuff. But also I've been through some experience where I know that, do you know how to apply what you're talking about? I bet this is just all talk. So
relationship is not calculus.
It's not calculus now about Gibra. These people, they don't understand. In their mind, they've calculated everything down to say, relax. Let's start with you. What do you feel as a human being? How would you feel right now if a girl fall heads over heel in love with you? Like she can't wait to cater to your ass. What would that feel like to you? And then you see a smile shock in their face, like, yeah, I know, you're right. No, I'm not right. You need to stop reading so many books. You need to engage a coach.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna need to keep. They're sneaking in here, bro, Patrick. I can see the numbers. Okay, they come and watch and then they sneak away. We have to keep talking. By after next week, I'll be in the studio, so I can do afternoon sessions, so you can jump on anytime, so we can keep having these conversations. So I want to appreciate you so much for coming up.
For being vulnerable.
As always, we need more of you. We need more real life examples. Because I think we're on social media in general, the majority of the noise we're hearing is bad news. you know, which I understand. People want to get their words out if they've been hurt. And people who are enjoying it, they tend to be enjoying it. They don't come on social media.
I can't comment anywhere again. People
Why?
just say, yeah, bro, Patrick, we know you. Everybody say, oh my God.
They know, me too, I can't go to parties anymore. They said, I think I know you from somewhere. Well, you all know, but don't you? Oh, God. Yes, I was.
I tell my wife, say,
Atibi has no idea how far she reaches. I don't think she has an idea.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome anytime.
Yes,
anytime.
sir.
Feel free to come up. Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
You too, sir. All right, sir. All right. So, as far as this topic on the screen, as feminism ruined marriage, no, Miss Sandra did. I'll just come here instead of me talking with, let them do their talking on Clubhouse. I'll just come here and do my reaction for about 3 minutes or so. As feminism ruined marriage, feminism is one of many factors that is probably ruining marriage, right? But the major factor is you as a person, okay? And the more you keep pointing fingers at ideologies or anything outside of self as what's ruining marriage, you will continue to have ruined relationships. But all that's not what we're talking about. Let's just look at the stats and okay, that's part of your problems, okay? That's part of your problems. Why do you feel so connected to this topic? Why do you feel such a tight relations to this topic? There's something personal about it. It comes down to individual. It comes down to individual. And for as long as it takes, I'm going to keep reminding you that, listen, you get to teach me all the statistics. You're right. 80% of women, 80% of divorces are initiated by women. You're right, Miss Andre. It's not just feminism. Feminism means equal woman rights. But the truth is that feminism, there are people that turn into religion and they don't know when to stop. They don't know where it stops. They don't know that if you bring a certain type of mindset into marriage, even though that's not your intentions, you can absolutely destroy that marriage. Yes, you can. I'm just letting you know. Is anything wrong with the ideology by itself? No, of course not. Just like religion, freedom of religion. Everybody has their religion, right? But there's certain mindset. If you don't have self-control, if you lack self-awareness, there are certain mindsets that are created by certain ideologies, including feminism, that you don't know where you cross that line from feminism into misandry. Is that a real thing? Yeah. Just like there's toxic masculinity, just like there's toxic femininity, just like there's toxic anything can become toxic. Everything in life has double-edged sword. There's a downside to it, there's an advantage to it. And if you're not aware about that, or you're in complete denial about that, you will continue to suffer as a generation. Okay? So you might think, well, I'm hooked up. I don't need to worry about it. You got kids coming. You got kids that you're raising in this society. So you are concerned. And you need to be aware. We need to continue to make people aware. Any ideology, like including going to church, there's a point you get to. How many times have you heard us say to pastors need to learn how to take care of their wife more. Their wives feel neglected. See, it's one thing that is a good thing, that is a pastor. It's one thing on the other side where we say, hey, pay attention to everything else. You're building a blind spot. Right? So no, feminism is not destroying marriage all by itself. Okay, but how people practice it? Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding me? If you're not guided on how you think of it, you're a human being. You might consume enough rhetorics to the point where you start to hate men. Yes, of course. The same thing with gentlemen. If you get stuck in the manosphere and you keep hearing certain rhetorics all the time, even though it sounds good on the surface, yes, women should not do it, even though they are right. You're going to start to build certain type of mindsets that you will basically shoot yourself on the legs. Even though...
You're right.
And the biggest of all of this is the fact that you have to go back home and live a life. Yeah, you have to leave Clubhouse, leave YouTube after all the arguments, after the fact that you're right, you know all the stats, and you have to go back and you will need to feel, particularly feelings, feel right in the situation. And if you don't know how to facilitate and nurture such environment, especially if you're a man, it's going to get bad because she multiplies everything you bring, bro. I'm being honest with you. Ladies, you do have a responsibility. You do. Okay? What's the responsibility? Well, first of all, the kind of men that you're surrounding yourself with, you're attracting them. You are attracting them either because you're enabling it, you're attracted to certain type of men. You need to be aware of that, right? But also you're raising sons, you're raising children, sons, and all this kind of stuff. The part we're disconnected, all of us, men and women, that we're disconnected from right now, I will continue to say, is emotional intelligence. We don't know what that means yet, okay? Whenever we talk about emotional intelligence, we're always talking about what we expect of the other person when it comes to emotions. We're not talking about mastering self-emotion. It starts with mastering your emotions first. Okay? You as an individual, how do you move? That's what we need to start from. We need to dissect that and break that down all the way first before you talk about other people's emotions. Okay? You can't master other people's emotions if you haven't mastered yours. You just can't. And then after then, and then the person, then there's also the emotions of the society at large. You're not immune against what's going on in this society. You don't get to say, well, it's going to work out because you're just a child of God. Maybe not. Okay? Terrible things happen to children of God a lot of times. A lot of times, it's stuff that's avoidable. Some things is not avoidable, it's accidental. A lot of things are absolutely avoidable. By the way, they were children of God all the while. Let's be guided. So shout out to everyone that made it here today. Lady Navor, happy Thanksgiving. Fab Stolly, shout out to you. Isabel, shout out to Brother Patrick. Shout out to Daryl, who was here earlier, I think. Shout out to D'Souza. Shout out to Chinye. Shout out to, who else did I have here today? Yeah, shout out to Gracious Greatness. Shout out to Latu. Shout out to all you watching behind the scenes. Shout out to all the replay gang. All right, let me know that you came here. All right, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
What?